Today on AMR, what we know about the fallout from the Signal group chat that leaked. The White House continues to downplay the seriousness of the incident and attacks the journalist who was inadvertently added to the chat. Trump also says he could care less if automakers raise prices due to tariffs. Says he believes that American people will buy American-made cars. And Selena's killers deny parole after 30 years since the murder. A high school denied Border Patrol access to a job fair. It's now facing backlash. Close call reported between Delta flight and Air Force jet near Reagan National Airport. The airline says the flight crew followed procedures to maneuver the aircraft as instructed. And Elon Musk says he sold X to himself. Yes, himself. Well, his own AI company. And the FCC is investigating Disney and ABC for DEI initiatives. I'm Anthony Martinez, and here's my report. Welcome to AMR. The Trump administration is facing backlash over the leaked national security discussions concerning U.S. strikes in Yemen. The controversy erupted after The Atlantic published the full transcript of the Signal group chat after revealing that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth disclosed operational details before an attack. The leak occurred when National Security Advisor Michael Waltz inadvertently added Jeffrey Goldberg, a journalist for The Atlantic, also the editor-in-chief of the magazine, to the chat. But the White House keeps insisting that the shared information was not classified and accuses the magazine of exaggerating its claims that it wasn't a war plan. The leaked messages show that Hegseth revealed the exact time of U.S. fighter jets takeoff and disclosed that security experts argue could have jeopardized the pilots. In response, Democrats have called for Hegseth to resign. The White House has focused to disproving the Atlantic's terminology, arguing that the details did not amount to a war plan, but rather a sensitive policy discussion. Press Secretary Karen Leavitt defended the administration attacking Goldberger and maintaining that the app Signal is an approved government communication platform. President Trump dismissed the controversy and started calling it a witch hunt, but later cast doubt on whether the disclosed information was classified.
Your response to that?
I don't know anything about it. I'm not a big fan of The Atlantic. To me, it's a magazine that's going out of business. I think it's not much of a magazine, but I know nothing about it. You're saying that they had what?
They were using Signal to coordinate on sensitive materials and
having to do with what? Having to do with what? What were they talking about?
With the Houthis.
The Houthis? You mean the attack on the Houthis? Right. Well, it couldn't have been very effective because the attack was very effective. I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it.
His shifting stance contradicts earlier opinion by his cabinet. Trump also defended Waltz while expressing strong support for Hegseth, while the administration has launched an investigation into Goldberg and how he was added into the chat with the assistance of Elon Musk's team. The House Intelligence Committee has scrutinized the leak, with Democrats expressing concern over national security risk. Representative Jim Hims warned that the breach could have been exploited by adversaries or anyone outside the country. Despite Democrats' outrage and call for accountability, Republicans largely have downplayed the issue, shifting focus to border national security threats. The fallout from the leaks continue to mount, with growing pressure on the administration to address concerns over secure communication and if this could lead to any future potential risk with U.S. military operations. In an NBC News interview, President Trump stated that he would not fire anyone involved in the Signal group chat, calling the controversy fake news and, again, a witch hunt. On economic policy, Trump dismissed worries over potential car price increase due to a new 25% tariff on foreign-made vehicles, saying, in quote, he could care less if automakers raise the price. He argued that the tariff would push consumers towards American-made cars, and instead, he would put these tariffs in permanently. The announcement has faced criticism from global leaders, including Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney, who condemned the move as unjustified.
What we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff.
Trump continued to reaffirm that his ambition on taking over Greenland, stating, in quote, "We'll get Greenland, yeah, 100%," end quote. He noted that while military action was not his first choice, he would not rule it out. Vice President J.D. Vance recently had visited Greenland, criticizing Denmark's governance of the territory. Trump maintained that acquiring Greenland was about international security rather than global diplomacy. Despite criticism over tariffs, national security leaks, and his Greenland stance, Trump has continued to remain super firm on his position, insisting that his presidency has been a historic success, especially calling it the best presidency in recent years.
My loyalty to her is to blow my brains out. My emotions were running so high, and I was hurting. My body was hurting. I didn't know how to operate a gun. I've never had one. And so I just clicked it. I said, "What do you want me to do? What is the last thing y'all want me to do? What is the last thing your family wants me to do? You want me to kill myself? Because I'll just do it." And I got the gun and she said, "No, Yolanda." And she went to the door. And when she went to the door, I said, "Don't close the door," and pow, it went.
And Texas parole denied release for Yolanda Saldivar, the woman convicted of murdering Selena Quintanilla Perez. Just days before the 30th anniversary of the singer's death, Saldivar, who was the founder of Selena's fan club and who was very close to Selena, fatally shot the rising Tejano music star in Corpus Christi motel in 1995. She was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. She was denied once again the parole, but she could be eligible again until 2030. The panel cited that the brutal nature of the crime, stating that Saldivar poses a continued threat to public safety. Selena's family did express gratitude on the decision, emphasizing while nothing could bring back Selena, justice remains intact for the beloved singer and her fans. Selena was a trailblazer in Tejano music, winning a Grammy for Best Mexican American Album in '93 and nearly breaking into the English language market with her debut album, Dreaming of You, which would be released months after her death. Her legacy endured through tributes, films, awards, and including a Hollywood Walk of Fame star. Saldivar was a former nurse and manager of Selena's boutique, who would later be fired for embezzlement before the killing. Selena was shot in the back while attempting to retrieve financial documents, later dying in the hotel lobby while looking for help. Saldivar was convicted after a brief trial and has remained a controversial figure, with Selena fans closely following her parole status. And now let's go on to Coachella Valley Unified School District issuing an apology after Border Patrol recruiter was denied entry to a career fair at the Coachella Valley High School. The district acknowledged that the incident was an error and stated that appropriate disciplinary action would be taken to prevent similar situations from happening in the future. CVUSD emphasized that its commitment to providing students with a diverse career opportunities included those in law enforcement. The incident quickly would gain attention after U.S. Border Patrol Sector Chief criticized the school on social media, calling the decision extremist. His remarks sparked debate with some community members supporting the principal's decision, arguing that Border Patrol presence might have made students uncomfortable given the district's sanctuary status. Others condemned that the recruiter should have been allowed entry, particularly since the school offers a public service academy that prepares students for careers in law enforcement. Trustee Trinidad Arredondo expressed concern over the controversy and stressed that the importance of a clear communication between the district and law enforcement agencies. He noted while the recruiter was initially invited and should have been allowed to attend, the sector public criticism was unfortunate. Trinidad suggested that direct communication with the district would have been a more constructive approach to addressing the situation. CVUSD has long upheld policies to protect students and families from immigration enforcement, reaffirming its Safe Haven program since 2017. Earlier this year, the district did distribute Know Your Rights cards to students. And just last week, the school board advanced a policy outlining how they would respond to immigration-related enforcement. As this district works to balance safety with maintaining partnership with the law enforcement. The incident has reignited discussion on how it would be best to navigate these situations. And a Delta Airlines flight had a near miss with U.S. Air Force T-38 jet at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport on Friday. the Airbus A319 triggered cockpit alarms as it came super close to the military aircraft. CNN reported that Delta Flight 2983, carrying about 131 passengers and 5 crew members, followed standard collision procedures and maneuvered as instructed. There's no injuries that have been reported, and the flight landed safely, arriving 10 minutes late. Delta did emphasize that passengers' safety remained top priority and pledged cooperation with regulators in reviewing the incident. The Air Force has not yet to comment on the event, which added to the series of recent aviation mishaps, including the deadly January 30 collision of the American Eagle flight with an Army helicopter over the Potomac River. Let's move on to Elon Musk, as he announced on Friday that he had sold his social media platform X to his artificial intelligence company XAI for an astounding $45 billion. The deal includes $12 billion in debt and valued X at $33 billion. Musk described the move as strategic, merging and aiming to integrate XAI's capabilities with X's massive user base. While no immediate changes to X were announced, Musk emphasized that the acquisition will enhance AI-driven experiences. XAI's Grok chatbot is already integrated into X, and Musk suggested the combined company could be valued at $80 billion. The deal comes amid efforts to stabilize X's financial and reputation following the departures due to the content and controversies on the app. Musk's growing influence in both business and government has played a role in X's research. As a special government employee under the Trump administration, Musk has used X to amplify political messaging, marking the key of the platform for engaging with the administration. His leadership and AI ambitions continue to shape both X and border tech landscape. And the Federal Communication Commission, FCC, has launched an investigation into the Walt Disney Company and ABC unit over their diverse, equality, and inclusion (DEI) efforts. In a letter dated on Friday, the FCC stated that it aims to determine whether Disney and ABC have violated equal employment opportunities regulations by engaging in discriminatory DEI practices. Disney responded to the inquiry, saying it is reviewing the FCC letter and looks forward to cooperating with the commission. The investigation follows a broader push by the Trump administration to curb DEI initiatives, including an executive order requiring federal agencies to identify potential civil complaints or any violations among corporations and nonprofits. FCC Chairman Brenda Carr, appointed by President Trump, previously initiated a similar investigation into Comcast and NBC Universal. And in the letter to Disney CEO Bob Iger, Carr criticized Disney's shift in focus from entertainment success to DEI policies, which he claimed have led to controversy. The FCC has not provided any further comment beyond the letter, leaving the scope and potential consequences of the investigation super unclear and what could happen moving forward. That's AMR for this Monday. I'm Anthony Martinez, and thank you for watching. We will see you next week for another edition of Anthony Martinez Reports. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up, share the video. And if you want more content, follow us on social media at _RightNow News, or follow me directly at Tony Martinez Now. Anthony Martinez Reports is a RightNow News signature production, copyright 2025, RightNow News.